we're talking gym etiquette specifically for Jiu Jitsu, for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So this was one of the topics that Coach Corey wanted to address. So I guess where do you want to start with this?
Sure. I mean, it can be kind of a wide topic, I guess, because there's so many different things we can talk etiquette-wise in Jiu-Jitsu. But I guess we can just kind of start going through them. I guess there's no one place to start, but we can just jump right into it. Okay, so let's start about like beginning of class. So one thing that's always very important, and I try to stress everyone, is good etiquette, be on time. Very important, guys, be on time. At least 5 minutes early. You don't have to be here half an hour early, but 5 minutes early is a good thing. Make sure you're on time, so when the lesson starts, we can all start together. Class doesn't get slowed down. None of the flow gets slowed down.
Yeah.
Another thing, always make sure you're being respectful to your partner. If your partner says, hey, I have a certain injury on my knee, careful on doing this, that's kind of a signal not to do that technique full blast on that partner's knee. All right, so I know like we all want to train certain techniques and want to feel strong in our techniques, but one thing we don't want to do is be disrespectful to our partner.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Can I actually ask a couple questions on those two? So the first point, and as an instructor, it does make it a lot easier as an instructor because you teach at the very beginning what you're going to do, and so it can be hard to play catch up trying to teach people that come in late. So it does make it a lot easier when people are on time, or especially early, because you're also kind of figuring out the right dynamics. Mm-hmm. But with that said, let's say somebody can't get here on time. What would you say to somebody that maybe, I mean, Jiu-Jitsu is late enough in the day, but let's say that somebody gets out of work and is fighting traffic and they're going to be late, or they routinely are late because of work or something. What would you say?
Send me a message, send me a text, smoke signal, whatever you can, carrier pigeon. But point is, send me a message, some sort of communique where I know you're going to be there, I can make a spot for you, I can make adjustments. But it's hard when I'm 10 minutes into a lesson and then someone jumps in, well, I'm ready to join. Well, I know you're ready to join. We are all ready like 10 minutes ago. But yeah, that's just it. Just make sure you're communicating with me so I know you're going to be joining class.
Yeah. I like that, because I know I've had people that they come up to me after class, they say, hey, I don't get out of work until this time, but I really want to do this class, but I'll never be able to be here on time. And I'm like, hey, that is totally cool, because I know when I see on my roster, I know when you're getting here. So yeah, if you can just it's just out of respect, just let them know if you're not going to be able to make it. And if you get caught in traffic, shoot a message if you can. And then the second thing you said, what was the second piece of etiquette?
Just being cool to your training partner. If you have a training partner that has a certain injury, let's say they have a knee injury, back injury, whether we're doing some sort of technique in Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, if we're doing some sort of partner drill in kickboxing, just be mindful. I feel like everyone here is really good about that. I think our group here we have in the gym, our community, we're really good about that. Hey, I got a sore shoulder today, can you take it easy? We're all cool with that, but it's always just healthy to keep that reminder in the air. Yeah.
So what would you say on the flip side? So like, let's say you and I are going to roll, and I say, now Corey, this arm hurts, this leg hurts, and my neck's been really sore. Go. And now I get to attack you, and you're just playing.
At that point, we have a lot of different types of sparring in Jiu-Jitsu. One we have is called flow rolling, where the aim is not to truly finish. It's to kind of flow through so many different positions and submissions with not really attacking them, letting your partner escape so you can move on to the next piece. Kind of creating like a very playful game of tag almost in Jiu-Jitsu.
Got it. Yeah. I guess like if I say my knees hurt, am I allowed to go after your knee?
Of course. I always say like, as the person with the injury, I'm the one that bears it. I'll always say like, hey, like I have this now. My partner can say, okay, can we just not do any leg attacks? Okay, you can totally do that. But other partners, like I know for me in the past, like when I've had partners say, hey, I'm hurting, I'm like, all right, I'm like, hey, you can still attack me because I want to keep my defense sharp. Just because I'm not going to attack yours doesn't mean I should, I guess, neglect that defense. I should keep practicing it.
Got it. Yeah. Cool. And then what else have you got for us?
Yeah, so another thing, I think this is a big one that goes for sparring or, and this could be in Muay Thai, this could be for Jiu-Jitsu, but helpful coaching and not helpful coaching, okay? So helpful coaching, guys, would be a single teammate helping out someone that is sparring or rolling, shouting out instructions just like I would or they would in a tournament, since a lot of these tournaments I can't coach all the fights. I usually have 5, 6, 7 fighters. I wish I could clone myself. I can't. So sometimes I'm at a match, another teammate's at a match coaching another teammate. But the idea is, guys, one person should be coaching. And that's because whoever's rolling or sparring needs to be able to focus in on that one voice. If there's 2, 3, I mean, it's sensory overload. It's essentially you're just getting a lot of screeching in your ears while, someone's trying to hit you or take you down or crush your face. So you want to make sure that you can focus on one person. The unhelpful coaching, guys, would again be the 2, 3 person approach. You don't want to do that. You're just going to harm that person's chance of actually moving forward in that role. Designate one person as the coach for that round, and let them do the work. Okay, you just cheer them on or watch gracefully. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I've done one in-house BJJ tournament, and I remember I was all about okay, everybody's having fun, and so they're excited. But I do remember it was really hard. I had one guy that I asked to go ahead and corner me, and I couldn't distinguish his voice from the others. And even when I knew, one of the things that made it hard was I knew a lot of the people that were on my side were also beginners because I was a beginner. And so I was friends with all the beginners. Yeah. And so I'm hearing things like, get up! And, it's like, how should I get up?
Not these general vague statements.
Yeah, get underhooks. I'm always trying to get underhooks. That's the one thing I know to do is get underhooks. And so, it's one person's trying to give me very specific advice based on years and years of experience, and everyone else is giving me advice that is at best just not that helpful.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
and the idea is, it's guys, a teammate that's trying to coach you, focus in on them, but again, no one else should be coaching. It's almost like when I'm at a tournament, and I've had to do this a couple times with our crew, and they love, and it's always love, it's always out of love, but I've had to turn around and say, shut up, I'm coaching. It's okay to do that if it's with love, as long as you're not being mean about it, but you're like, hey, I'm coaching, shut up, they need to listen to me. That's okay. I want you guys to feel like you're always supported, whether I'm coaching you or it's one of your teammates, one of your competitors. They're going to lead you to the right direction.
I like that. Yeah. So we've got show up on time, respect injuries, and then third is make sure that you know who's the coach and don't offer advice if you're not the coach. What else have you got? I know one thing. Let's maybe talk about all the toenail marks.
Yes, big one, guys. I have some permanent scars on my body from this, so I'm serious about it. I always laugh about it, but I'm actually really serious about it. Clip your fingernails, clip your toes. It's a hazard. You can cut someone. I've been cut by toenails. You can go in the eyes. You can hurt the eye. You never want that. It's easiest, guys, is get a file or get a clipper, clip them off. Be safe on that. And then kind of going along with that, since we're on that kind of hygiene route, guys, it's important to, after classes, to change. I know this, we joke around a lot in the martial arts world, a skill we learn how to do really well is laundry, because we're always training and sweating and changing. But really, you do need to be changing through each class. If you're here for my 6 p.m. Muay Thai class and you're soaked, well, if you say for my kickboxing class, maybe go change your shirt or your rash guard. Okay, then it's time for Jiu Jitsu. Okay, now you're getting sweatier. Maybe towel yourself down, throw in some body spray and some deodorant, and then throw on your Jiu Jitsu gear. Again, it's not only about respect, right? I want to be respectful. I want to be the stinky guy that no one wants to train with, right? I want to be the guy that's oh, okay, he's always pleasant smelling. I don't mind being in side control with him or in guard or anything like that. But when you're the guy that's always in the sweaty gear and you're drenched and you're not cleaning yourself off, you're a less desirable training partner. So it's respectful that way, but also it comes from a health reason. We don't want to spread ringworm. We don't want to spread staph. One easy way to do that is having duplicates or 3 shirts, 4 shirts you can change into if you're going to stay for multiple sessions. That's a big one. That's a huge one in my book, actually.
Yeah, that one, every once in a while, there'll be the person that when you walk into the gym, if the workout's been going on, you can smell that the person's there. And it's really hard to go up and talk to them as a coach and say, hey, like I haven't figured out a nice way to tell someone that they're the stinky person and they need to do something before. And so it's kind of this weird, and I've had people come up to Corey, he's told me about, and they say like, man, this person, they get pretty rough, and especially if they have a job. And I probably have been stinky guy before. I probably sometimes am stinky guy. So, but I used to work at a restaurant, and you know, you get used to the smell. So I didn't think I smelled bad, but I don't know. If there were times that I didn't shower after work because I was gotta get to my class, I was probably stinky guy, and because you'll smell the smell of somebody who works at a pizza place or a restaurant when they're working out. So yeah, just assume that your nose doesn't work when it comes to your own body odor, and just do whatever you have to do to make sure that you're clean.
You know, a little gym hygiene kit goes a long way. Have a little bag inside your big bag, possibly that just has like deodorant, body spray, a towel, a small towel that you can dry off with. Little bit goes a long way. I'm telling you, a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah. Getting in somebody's triangle when they have not washed their gi. I'll tap just because. It's like, yep.
Makes me cringe just a little bit. It does.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. If you don't know what the triangle is, if you're one of our kickboxers, triangle is basically like the headlock with the arms, but you're doing it with the legs, and their face is right in your crotch. So
it's not pleasant if you don't wash your gi, or you know, you don't keep clean. That's gonna be rough. And again, no one's gonna want to train with you. And you want everyone to train with you. You want those different partners. So.
Okay, so let's see. Do you have any more kind of etiquette thing? We've covered 4, I'd say, big areas.
One more, guys. So I know I have a lot of people that are working towards rank in a couple different styles we teach here. You know, I have a couple people working, of course, in the rank. Well, I have a lot of people working towards the rank in Jiu Jitsu. I have a few people working in the rank towards Saw. Biggest idea, guys, is when you're looking after these ranks, and I know this is a hard thing when I was a white belt to accept, but like, you want the rank. I know it's like exciting to get that color around your waist, but don't chase the rank. Enjoy the journey. You know, don't ask me about. I guess don't ask about promotions. Like, if you can ask when there will be a promotion date, that's okay. But don't say like, Coach, am I getting promoted? Like, don't do that. I never like to do that or discuss that. I'll always decide appropriately when it's time. But what I don't want you to do is always be kind of thinking and searching out the rank. You know, you want to get the knowledge. You want to enjoy the journey. You don't want to just chase the belt. So I think that's a big one. Because I know when I was younger, that was a big frustration to me. I'm like, oh man, I want that. I want that next rank. I want that next belt. I want to be recognized. But the point is, like, the more you put into it, the more confidence you will have when you're at that rank. You won't have like that imposter syndrome that a lot of us get when we move up in rank, where we don't feel like we deserve it. It's like, no, by the time you earn it, you will deserve it. Just don't bug me about it.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Also, it also makes me think of, you know, when you're a kid and you're like, man, I can't wait till I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. And then you become an adult, and then you're like, why didn't I appreciate before I had bills, before I had, you know, all these obligations, had to go to work. Life was so much better. I would think that you would want to be the white belt at a blue belt level when you go and compete amongst a bunch of other white belts than to be the blue belt who's still kind of white belt-ish level.
Yes.
Having to compete against a bunch of blue belts.
Correct. That's you want to have that confidence behind what you've earned.
Yeah. Be the big fish in the small pond. But yeah, and then of course, but the more important point is, of course, where is your mind is on what you're trying to attain. Awesome. So that's 5. Anything else that comes to mind?
Those are my 5 golden rules, I'd say.
5 golden rules.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, those are your 5 golden rules to good etiquette in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and most of those I would say you can kind of apply them across the board pretty easily.
Yeah, and Muay Thai, kickboxing.